If he loses, nobody really loses. That's what Pereira says about fighting John Jones. It's the ducking Aspinall Championship, what some people say. De Ridder weighs about 220 pounds, 3 days out from his fight with Brendan Allen, but he's wearing multiple layers of clothes.
Basically on weight.
Renato Money Moicano thinks he dodged a bullet not fighting Charles Oliveira on short notice. Oliveira went on to stop Gamrot that night.
It will be very hard for Fiziev, for anyone at that night to beat Charles. He looked on point.
I think Charles would have smothered Fiziev, bro.
Anyone.
He looked ready. I was saying I dodged a bullet, brother, because take the fight
We'll never know.
on 3 weeks' notice, no training, that would not be good. But
Yeah.
the guy went over there, and the guy looked very strong. He looked ready. He looked like he didn't want to lose.
He seemed like so motivated since the Ilya knockout, bro.
Henry Cejudo says his fight with Peyton Talbot on December 6th will be his last fight. He did retire in the past. He never should have retired in the past. He kind of messed up his prime by doing so.
I guess Henry says it's his retirement fight again, and he's and Peyton Talbot obviously is hot prospect. Struggled with grappling in his only loss. I guess what was the thought process on this matchup, if there was any?
Fun fight. Yeah, I think it's a fun fight. You know, when you have a young up-and-coming guy like Talbot, you want to put him in against guys, you know, a hardcore vet like him. So, yeah, love that fight.
Guys, Alex, again, you know, I have no words to describe this friendship that I have with this guy, and, you know, he surprised me again. Look, I wish I was more like him a little bit. You know, from the beginning, I told him I want nothing from him. I just want to travel with me and my wife every time I go to his fight and nothing else. And he always, you know, present me with a great gift. And this is not, you know, he always pay me. He always pay me every fight. And now he gave me this amazing gift and I love it so much. This guy is incredible, man. Thank you.
Dan Hooker respects the skills of Arman Saruki, and he may not necessarily like him, but he thinks he's the best guy in the division, and he wanted this fight.
This is the fight I want. This is excited. This is the fight I want. This is the fight I wanted before the Gagey fight. It's just a fight that answers a lot of questions. It's just a fight that kind of shuts everyone up. That's why it's so excited. I feel like, regardless of the bad blood, I feel like he is the best fighter in the division, skill for skill. And so it's like, who do you want to be? You want to be the best guy you can possibly get your hands on. So that's why it's such an exciting fight for me, is because I feel like he is the best fighter in the division, including the champion. I feel like he is the best fighting. There's obviously other exciting fights out there for the fans, like the Gagey fight. I know everyone was hanging out, but personally, I wanted to.
Brendan Allen seems to think RDR is a little overhyped. He doesn't seem too impressed with Rainier Ritter.
I mean, it doesn't impress me. Like, maybe I'm hard to impress, but there's not one fight or one moment where you're like, oh man, like this guy's like crazy or he's something special. Like when we fight, everything's gonna happen on my timeline, not on your timeline. So when I want to go to the ground, they're going to go to the ground, because you know he's probably going to shoot the first. They could be the first 10 seconds. They could be in the first minute. But before 2.5 minutes of the first round, he's going to shoot. I promise you, he's going to shoot. To answer your question, yes, I definitely think everyone's building this hype and this false sense of he's something that he isn't. He isn't this guy. He's not that guy. Like he hasn't had a guy put it on him for real, like, and him have to take it and withstand it. Nah, he's just not that guy. He's not that guy. He's not built like me. Like he's not built. He's just not built. We're not built.
Dana White's going to be in the Middle East for the rest of the month. They're doing UFC 321 next weekend in Abu Dhabi.
Busy month. I'm gonna be over here for 3 weeks, and you know, I'm hitting Saudi twice. I'll be in Abu Dhabi, and I'm going to Qatar. So I'm gonna be bouncing around a lot. I'm looking forward to it.
The Ultimate Fighter is the only time buy in the history of television that worked.
It was a time buy, right?
It's a time buy.
Right, I forget about
in the history of television. Because when a network gets its money guaranteed, it usually has no motivation to promote the show. But they promoted the show, they meaning Dana, his team, and the brothers. It's the same thing at WWE with our Netflix deal. Netflix is easy. Think about it, you go to your room here, you put on Netflix, it's the same interface that you have at your place in Los Angeles, and you get to resume the shows that you were watching before you traveled here. Easy. YouTube, easy. Paramount Plus, do not underestimate what they are doing with their new ownership. They are equipped, they are ready to go, and they have a fire inside of them. You saw the deal that the UFC and Dana did with them? boom, they put a flag in the ground to show that we are here, and this is the kind of company we are. Would not underestimate that group.
Malcolm Wellmaker has a new opponent for UFC 322 on November 15th, Cody Haddon, who replaces Siri City. Wellmaker will be the favorite. He's got some big knockout power, a lot of first-round finishes. Quick finishes, Wellmaker by first-round KO. Cody Haddon took one for the team. Sacrificial Lamb of Doom. This is a much more competitive matchup, is what one person thinks. And most people in these comments don't understand how good Haddon is. Cody Haddon has a record of 8-1. That one loss was to Steve Erceg in 2021, a loss via decision. He has one fight in the UFC against Dan Argueta, and he won that via decision. Merab Dvalishvili's coach John Wood dismisses Piotr Yan, saying he was at 50% for their first fight. He doesn't think that's going to matter in the rematch. He sees a more emphatic victory from Merab Dvalishvili. More emphatic must mean a finish, because there was 50-45 on all the cards in the first fight. You don't get more emphatic than that other than getting some 10-8 rounds or getting a finish. Merab did get a finish 2 fights back against O'Malley via choke, and in his last fight, he almost got a second-round knockout over Sanday, and if he wants to, he could probably get some knockouts on his resume, because his striking is improving, and since he has such good cardio, at some point, most of his opponents are going to tire, and if he really wants to push the pace with his striking and extend his combinations, he can probably catch and stop some of the guys he's facing.
Whatever makes you sleep better at night, I'm good with that. Whatever they have to say that gets them through the night to feel better about a loss. Maybe it was. I'm sure he was injured. We were injured too. Literally, Merab's hand could not be fit into a glove. It was the size of a baseball. It was that big, completely broken in 2 different places. He had surgery directly after. He never heard a peep about it. We never spoke about it until this came out, until Jan decided to say that, he's 50%. Well, guess what? We only have one hand too. So I don't think, and now you're giving motivation to a guy that okay, he was hurt, and that's great. I respect Jan and his team, and I think he's a great fighter. And like I said, I enjoy watching him. I'm a fan of his fights, but do I think it's going to go any different? Absolutely not. Do I think that Merab comes out with the title? Yes. And I think that it might be a much more emphatic win, much more dominant win, because now you have a even more motivated Merab. But again, whatever anybody wants to say, man, that's up to them. And whatever, I'm not a big fan of, I was hurt before this fight, or everybody's hurt. Don't take the fight. Don't take the fight. If you're going to lose and you're going to cry about it, or you're going to, come out and say eventually, well, this is why. It might be. It really might have been why. But that's on you, man. You chose to do that. So whatever makes people feel like they sleep better, whatever it is, all good.
Umar Nurmagomedov is also a guy looking to get a rematch with Merab Dvalishvili if he can beat Mario Batista. He says that Merab can't say, I will not fight with him. I'm scared. I don't want to give him a chance. He can't talk like this. It's not the champion style. For their fight, 2 of the judges had it 2-2 going into the 5th round, and the 5th round was close. Umar landed more significant strikes in that round, 18-14. Merab landed more total strikes, 21-18. He had 2 takedowns, 53 seconds of control time off 2 takedowns, but didn't land any ground strikes. So it was a close round, but all the judges gave it to Merab, which sealed him the unanimous decision victory. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share if you want to donate via Super Thanks. You can. There's also a link on the main page.